All right.
Okay,
Okay, cool. All right.
let's see.
Let's see. The following is an interview
Hmm.
with, oops, wrong sheet. The following is an interview with Travis Kopek of rifemachinebuilder.com. He runs that website and sells various Rife machines. Um, he is also a small YouTuber. Do you want your channel to go out there too?
You can put it on. I don't have a lot of videos on it, but that's fine if you want to put it on there.
Okay, so it's under Travis Kopek.
Hmm.
I mean, there won't be much
Hmm.
there. I'll throw a link in the description below. Um, and I'm really excited actually for this.
Well, yeah,
It's such a well, yeah, it's such a cliche to be like, I'm excited for the following, but I am because there's like so much I want to know. But I do want to just start by thanking you for all your work because I looked at the parts list on some of the machines and it's like
hmm,
it's not making any money. You know, this
right,
is a
right, exactly.
this is a
Hmm.
mitzvah, by
Hmm.
far and away. So I just wanted to recognize you for that too as well. Um, yeah. So how did you get into this?
Well, about 20 years ago, I did some research on the internet. I was looking for alternative medicine, and I learned about his Rife. I read about his technology, what he did in the 1930s, and there's also a movie about Rife technology from 002 Productions, The Forgotten History of Genius, Royal Rife. And I believe you can see some of that video on YouTube also. But I've had a lot of problems with chronic strep infections, resistant infections, uh, and so this became like a really good alternative for me to use, idea for me to use. And just given the nature of the body, the body I think is electrical in nature. It's highly concentrated water, salt, and iron, and it's been proven time and time again. It does not take a lot of electricity to destroy a pathogen like a virus. Uh, so And there's been a lot of problems in my family with cancer. My grandfather had cancer, and I saw the struggles with that, what happens with that. And I've heard a lot of situations with people with cancer also, where, the doctor will say they have to cut off an arm, and then the cancer will return and say they have to cut off the other arm. And it just
Oh,
gets to the
yeah.
point where people, will say enough is enough. And that could lead to suicide. That's led to suicide numerous times also for people. I've seen what can happen
Yeah.
with that. So, yeah, it's certainly my main idea is, to look at organisms under the microscope, and just determine, what Rife did. He could watch them break apart under a microscope. Now, this is difficult to see this picture here, but you can see him in his lab here. He was like a really good optics expert, and he said he built his own microscopes, from what I understand. Um, and what I could and he can see certain organisms under the microscope, and from them he would look at pathogens and watch them destroyed
Yeah, he would
when
adjust
exposed
the
to certain
frequencies.
yeah, when
Yeah.
exposed to certain electrical energies. So,
Cool.
so
Let's do. I I'll tell the viewers I did another Rife video already.
mhm.
Well, a kind of a chronic illness sufferer. She. So I'll just do a little bit about what Rife is. It's predominantly radio frequencies,
Right.
often with the carrier frequency to drive the frequency and
That's what
beep.
that's what I understand. Yes. Hmm.
And the idea is, like you could put a, and I used this example in the other video, but you could stick a man on a bridge, and
Hmm.
he jumps up and down. Well, the bridge is going to shake. He's not going to feel it. But
Exactly.
if he's able to time his jump, he can shake the whole bridge.
Hmm.
Um, he could shake it to collapse if he was athletic enough and had perfect timing. Um, but that's sort of the idea. And you apply these radio frequencies to pathogens with repeating structures. Um, they are structures, not exactly like a bridge, but they do have a resonant frequency. Almost everything has multiple resonant
Yeah,
frequencies.
that's certainly the main idea I'm focused on, is just replicating exactly what he did, with the microscope. But there's certainly electronics are used frequently right now to destroy pathogens at water treatment facilities. Water will pass under lights to eliminate the pathogens in the water. Or hospitals will use, lights, on surfaces to kill the pathogens in the on the surfaces in the hospitals. And there's also a new system right now in place where people will dump a bag of salt into their pool, and they'll hook a low voltage power supply to their pool filter, and as the water's passing through the pool filter, it destroys the pathogens in the pool. It's like an alternative to chlorine. So it's been shown, that passing electrical energy through, salt water, can destroy pathogens. And generally, the body is highly concentrated water, salt, and iron, and a lot in the main, I think. You get infections going in certain places in the body where the drugs cannot penetrate. So I hope to be doing. I know I got some videos on my website, or video on my website with pathogens, showing the destruction when exposed to electrical energy or frequencies. But I hope to be doing some more work with that sometime soon. Where people can actually see the results.
Yeah, how's that been going? I see you have a microscope.
Mhm.
Have you been kind of looking at your own blood and tuning it?
I haven't done a lot with that, but I plan on doing more. It's my understanding if a person has Lyme disease, you could take a blood sample from them. I think when the blood, just let the blood dry out on the microscope slide, and after it dries out, you can see the Lyme bacteria. And then when you look at it under a microscope and expose it to the Rife machine, you can see the destruction of the Lyme bacteria. So that's one theory,
Nice.
one idea I'm looking into.
Oh, I didn't do the disclaimer. That reminds me.
Right,
This is not medical advice from either
right.
one of
Mhm,
us. Not only are we not doctors, we don't even know
mhm,
you. So we're just trying to relay our own experiences
mhm,
and really bring out some interesting facts and things that we found
mhm.
in the hobby or field or however
Mhm.
you want to look at it, of trying to get ourselves better.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I don't make medical claims. I just, I don't make a claim that, someone is going to get cured with it. I'm just, promoting a certain technology or idea that,
Yeah.
mhm,
Well, I just got to keep the channel going, so I have to do this,
mhm,
and I don't want, also don't want to get neither one of us do. So
mhm.
I should have done that in the beginning. I apologize.
Yeah, I don't want to get
Um,
myself in trouble with the FDA.
yeah, or whoever's going to be. Yeah, I don't want to deal with it. I'd rather just spread lots of information and experiences.
Mhm.
Um, all right, so what other have you tried any other machines? Like, what was your journey like in
I, I've
developing?
I've tried to looked at the Doug coil machine before. I used to like a lot of capacitors, and it uses coil to send a magnetic pulse through the body. I've
Yeah,
tried that. Tried that. So a lot bulkier than.
that's for sure.
Uh, I've tried the Rife Bear device. I haven't used it extensively, but I don't know a lot about it. Um, and
Well, what
I haven't.
device was that?
It's called the Rife Bear device. It's
Right, Bear.
Rife Bear. It's made by a chiropractor in New Mexico.
Okay, BEAR.
BARE.
Okay,
So I've tried that before. Um,
and what did you think? Like, oh, well, of like all the are there any other like the Bob Beck
I've just
stuff?
used it a couple times. I didn't have time to do extensive testing on it or anything like that.
Okay. Um. So what do you have an opinion about the other machines like GB4000 or the BCX Ultra? Those are popular.
I have not used those extensively. I've talked
Okay.
to the maker of the GB4000. I think Jeff Garf. He's in Utah. I've talked to him a lot, but I haven't been able to
Oh,
use
really?
it
That's
extensively.
cool.
Mhm.
Does he give you like tips and tricks?
Yeah, he's given me some ideas about it. I think it's all a lot of it's very similar to what I'm doing.
Yeah, yeah. Well, so I've seen some of your different machines. I actually have a GB4000 on the way.
Oh, really?
Um, I I just got a decent deal on it online. If you're patient enough, you can get a good deal on a Rife machine. Um, your machine's already a good deal.
Hmm.
Just so everyone knows. Um, so anyways, what about the like? Oh, so I want to ask you about like the carrier wave. How important is that? Because some of your machines have it and some of it don't.
It's let's see. Uh, the- it's my understanding. Some people say Rife just used a single frequency, and some people, say he used a carrier wave also with the with his machines. I've heard, there's been a lot of debate about it. I've had good results just using a single frequency, but I've also added, the carrier wave on because some people requested that.
Okay.
So
Oh, so that was less for personal experience and um,
right.
more by request. Okay.
So I do have a machine right behind me. It does have the carrier wave, so I do make the machine with it. Where a lot of people say they can have I've had good results with it, and people say they can use like 362 hertz for the lower frequency and maybe 100,000 hertz for a higher frequency, and they've had some good results with that.
Okay. Um, and what about the tubes? Do you think have you, in your experience, has it made much of a difference to use the Fanatron? Sorry for viewers, the Fanatron tube is more of a bulb,
Hmm.
and then there's a regular kind of I don't know, they usually just call them the plasma tube. That they're
Yeah,
just a tube.
I have
Um,
two tubes I use. One is those less expensive, it's just a straight tube.
mhm.
Which is a neon sign maker makes that for me, and and I also have the Fanatron, which is a lot bigger tube. But I've had good results with all the tubes I've used.
Okay. Um, and all right. Let's see. Well, what about offsets? Have you ever looked into that where the frequency has a small spread, like they'll program it out, and then so there'll be variation. Sometimes they call them offset, but it's really just a plus or minus variation of a few percent. Has that intrigued you at all, or is that, you know,
I haven't focused on that too much. My main idea is just getting the results from the machine. If I have really good positive results from the machine, that's my main concern
okay?
from that.
How often do you do it, or how often do you use it?
A lot of people like to use it for 10 or 15 minutes every other day, set maybe
Okay,
2 or 3 feet away from it.
okay.
uh, some people use it for a longer length of time. It all depends on the individual.
Have you sold a lot of these over the years?
I've actually, been doing this for over 15 years. I've sold over 1,000 machines.
Okay, so I mean, it's a small community, that's for sure.
Hmm.
Do you want to show? I don't know if you're in hand or not, or your laptop. Do you want to show your machine, one of your machines?
Yeah, it's right behind me here. I'll go ahead and here it is. Yeah, there we go.
Cool. Okay, that's the
Nice.
Fanatron.
That's the Fanatron bulb, and I got the frequency generator here. I got 2 frequency generators.
Okay, awesome.
See, now I got I think I'll go ahead and turn it on and see what it does. But
Okay,
well, I got the low frequency sit here, 1,111 hertz. I don't know if you can see that. I'll just turn this on here. I
okay,
think it's on, and that turned. There we go. I got the high frequency here. I think it's set about 100,000. I'll go ahead and
nice,
turn that on. Here you go.
cool.
See it
And then you would
operating
just
there? Yeah, I just
what?
set about 2 or 3 feet away from it.
Yeah, very nice.
There you go. That's how it works. And you should get like good solid penetration to the body and everything.
Yeah. Oh, does this thing? Do yours? The older ones, I think of these. These are devices, um, I believe. The older MMs, you usually have to turn off after 30 minutes. But I suppose it sounds like people don't use them over 30 minutes.
You can use it. You can use it for a long time if you want. I don't think it hurt anything, but you know, I don't like to I don't like to run it for more than an hour. But
Yeah.
you can use it probably for a long time if you wanted to.
Cool.
Mhm.
All right. Well, I mean, do you want to talk maybe a little bit more about, um, your experiences, what it's done for you? What about like, are you sort of the Mr. Rife for the family? Are you helping any family members or friends?
Oh yeah, yeah. I've had a lot of good experiences with machines. Let me see. I got a lot of testimonials here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, from people that have used the machine. I can probably go ahead and feedback's really really good. Let's see what do I got here. Let's see. Here's one. This is from a man. His name is Luis, and he says, "I'm a very happy owner of one of your machines, which was very successful in treating diabetes, herpes, HVP, which is I think another herpes. Currently, I'm testing on sinusitis, high blood pressure, and an ovarian cyst. All patients are very grateful of that." This is one person that's using for Lyme disease. His name is Evan Dentler, and he actually called me. He's purchased my book from my website, rifemachinebuilder.com, and he's trying to build one of his own machines. But he wrote me and said, "I bought a machine about 2 years ago for my wife, my dad. Um, my wife has been using it for Lyme disease and has been working great." So that's from him. And I want to make sure I'm making some disclaimers here, but
Yeah.
so got another testimonial from some person. His name is Harry, and he says, "Hi, how are you? My uncle has made a full recovery from stage 4 colon cancer. It's gone. I don't think that he learned his lesson, though. He's back to the same diet as before and drinking beer and trying to make up for lost time. I have some friends that want a machine, but and once again, I'm not saying it's going to work 100% for everybody, but the feedback has been substantial and very good."
Yeah.
Oh, what else do I have here? This is a person that's this is a person. His name is Corky Marple. I believe he has a Facebook page for people. Uh, yeah, he has a Facebook page.
Do you want to say the Facebook page? People can find it.
It's Lyme and Rife Machines. I think that's his Facebook page. But
Okay. Yeah, the groups are great too. The Facebook groups are a great place to find other users. They don't talk about his frequencies as much, but kind of more of like where to find one and opinions on different models and such.
yeah, but it says, "So I woke up with a nasty sinus infection and could not breathe at all through my nose. I looked up the frequency to knock out a sinus bacteria infection. It was a 548 hertz, and I used that for 40 seconds. Who needs a doctor when you don't understand how to kill an infection? Love my Rife machine." So I got that from
Yeah,
him.
nice.
What else do I got? This is one from his name is Carl Adler, and he was using it for Lyme disease. "I belong to several Lyme chat boards. A lot of people out there sick who read about my trials with this disease. Many times people ask about Rife. I tell them I believe in it. There is a blood test my doctor uses to chart my progress. It is called the CD57 blood test. It gives a score from 0 to 300. Most healthy people are in the 200 to 300 range. It measures the lymphocytes in the blood. I've had this test done 4 times. My first score was 23, then 37, 46, and now 60. Anything under 60 is chronic Lyme. So he's, having his blood test has been improving after using the machine.
Awesome.
So it's doing really well with that. I got another person. It's a person who was using the machine. His mother had cancer. He says this machine helped destroy the cancer. It says no one, generally does not live very long after the cancer spreads, to the lymph nodes in the body. And he says this machine destroyed her cancer. So yeah.
Cool. Well,
So,
that's
yeah,
that's
a lot. So I got
yeah, that's a lot.
lot. Probably have a lot more than that.
That's all right. We're good. That was a good taste. People
Yeah.
probably enough of the testimonials.
Okay.
I did have a kind of an off question. So could I use a Spooky 2 for my signal generator?
I think you can use it. I don't. I haven't. I have one, but I haven't used it that much. It seems like it's really a lot more complicated to use.
It is, but I'm kind of used to it. So
yeah, but I think all frequencies, emit all frequencies are generally very similar.
okay, I was just worried that
there's a lot
I
of
was
frequency
worried.
generators on the market. There's one from AdlerRobin.net.
Okay.
F125 frequency generator that's programmable, where it will just go through a list of certain frequencies and run it for a certain length of time. It'll go like run 500 hertz for 3 minutes, and it will run 1,000 hertz for 10 minutes. And so you can look at that. It's on AdlerRobin.net, ATELIER Robin.net.
Okay, cool. And so the Spooky 2, it kicks out like 10 watts. Is that too much to send into your device?
No, you just hooking it up to a plasma tube, or
Well, I was thinking, I did just buy mine, so I probably won't do it, but I was wondering if, because it's got the RG, 21 cable or whatever that is. The barrel connector, like if you could just use a Spooky instead of the handheld frequency generator. I was just curious. It's not an interesting question for viewers, but
these frequency generators, they don't put out a lot of wattage. They're just a 1 amp 12 volt frequency generator. So
okay.
I don't think it's a lot of wattage. So yeah, I have not hooked it up to here. I do have one, just downstairs right now. I can go get it, and I don't know, maybe you wanted to look at it.
Oh no, that's quite all right.
Yeah.
No,
see how,
then I'd have to do a big edit for you to run downstairs.
let's keep
it simple.
The cord here. You can see, these are really simply to use. You just punch in the desired frequency you need, and I got other ones. Frequency generators are also used with, but this is one I frequently use. Just simple punch it in, turn it on and off.
Very nice. And how do you find your frequencies?
There's a lot of lists on I have people that have been involved in technology that send me a frequency list, and I get recommendations from people which ones to use a lot of times.
Okay.
So some are just based on what people see on the microscope too. This frequency will destroy this. Look at this pathogen under a microscope. That's what some of the frequencies are based on.
Oh, that's so cool. I wish I had a really strong microscope. I'd be looking at my blood and running the Rife machine every day. You know what I mean? It's just so cool.
Yeah, I'm thinking about just getting like a very basic microscope, that's not expensive, where people just use it. Look at simple bacterial organisms. I have to find which ones I can people can look at, but you just watch them when they're exposed to the machine. So that's what I'm looking into right now.
Yeah. Have you ever used like a Bob Beck device? I just got one a few days ago.
I've
I've
heard.
been
Is it
playing
like,
with that.
is that a contact device or?
Yeah, it's contact, but it's there's no frequency. It's just alternating like 20 or 30 volts back and forth, and you put it on the pulse points of your arm. Um, I don't know. I'm just trying things, you know what I mean? I'm just trying to feel better, you know, anything that works. I was wondering if you maybe had any experience with it or not. Another Lyme disease rifer, I interviewed Stephanie. Um, oh man, I'd love to plug her channel. I can't remember. Lyme Lyme Warrior, I think. Yeah, she kind of introduced me to that. I've been playing around with it. I was just wondering. It sounds like you've done some other things. Basically the Doug Coil and the maybe the Spooky, and just tried a few other machines. But it sounds like your machines are doing pretty well for you.
Hmm. Yeah, I've been doing very well.
Cool. All right. Well, I think that, I thought this was going to go long, but I guess not. I just, thank you for all the work you do. Obviously, um,
You thought this was going to go longer, or?
I really did. Yeah.
Well,
Um,
yeah. There's also, yeah. There's a lot we can talk about. I know you're talking about the contact devices, asking about that earlier. I haven't used a lot of
yeah.
contact devices. I think some are effective and some are not very effective. But I know there's like a contact helmet, where you can put that on your head, and people are using it to treat brain tumors. It's. I think there was a TED talk about that too.
Oh, yeah. Do you
Mhm.
remember the name? What was the name of the machine? Or like,
I can't think of the name of the machine, but there was a contact pad helmet. But people are usually having good results with that, treating brain tumors. So.
wow, that's wild.
Mhm.
Um, Yeah, very interesting. And yeah, I was thinking, I went with the GB 4000 with the plasma too. I was wondering if maybe because I've heard of people having good results with the contact device with the pads.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know. I'm just trying things out. What contact machines have you tried?
Oh, I've tried like the hold the clock card zapper before. That's just
Okay.
depending, but no, that's just I wouldn't. No, I don't have too much of an interest in the contact device. I'm just trying to replicate exactly what Rife did in the 1930s. So
Yeah.
that's my focus.
Yeah, you got definitely have made some really great progress in your machines. They look really cool. I'm almost tempted just to buy one just to like a watch collection. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I'd be glad to work with you and help you get a machine anytime you want one.
Well, I'm going to do my GB 4000 when it comes and see how far I get. Um, but I got such a good deal, I could resell it, for the same cost. So, that was sort of my plan. I don't know if this is going to work for me or not. I did use a Spooky too in the past, um, in the contact mode, and I just didn't get any. I don't know if it just made my insomnia slightly worse. I didn't really get much out of it. I'm not poo pooing it though. Like they tell you they're low power machines and it'll take a long time. So I don't have anything bad to say about it. But I think with the plasma tube or a high powered contact machine, you
Mhm.
sort of have the option to get results quickly, and then if you pick the right frequency. And
Mhm.
I think that's kind of the approach that I want to take. Um, I wonder if you could. What is a contact machine really like? Is it just a wide spectrum amplifier connected to a frequency generator, or what do
A
we
lot of
have?
it's just a handheld, like a metal tube connected to a frequency generator. That's what a lot of them are, where you can just change, increase the amplification. And
Yeah, that was just sort of what I'm curious is like, what if I bought a spook? If someone was on a budget and bought like a Spooky 2, could they run that into an amplifier as an experiment? Obviously, they'd have to know what they were doing, and be, have obvious precautions. But would that be, would that bring up the amplification, or would the frequencies generated be outside the band of reproducible by a regular amplifier? Would you need a special amplifier?
Yeah, you could try it. I don't know how good that would work or not, but
Yeah.
I haven't done much work with that. I would have to hook it up and see how well it would work. It's possible it might, but so
Yeah. Well, maybe I'll borrow an oscilloscope from my EE friend and
mhm.
see what see what we get. Um,
I think Rife, his original machine, I think it just used like an AM radio transmitter, a Kennedy AM radio transmitter, and he the antenna, the transmitting antenna, he hooked that up to a plasma bulb, like what you just saw with this machine I have here. And
oh,
he
very
just
cool.
yeah, and he just ran the frequency through that. I think it
Oh,
was just an AM radio transmitter that he used. And I just I don't know. It could have been could have maybe used a single frequency. I don't know how much work he did with the carrier wave, but yeah, he used the early AM radio transmitters.
oh,
People
very interesting.
people will ask, is this dangerous to the body? And we've been exposed to AM radio frequencies for over 100 years or more, and
Right.
as far as I know, it's not. AM radio frequency is not dangerous to the body.
Oh, for sure.
Hmm. So,
Well, very interesting. Yeah, I wonder if. Oh, go ahead. Did you have something else you were thinking?
oh, what else am I thinking? So, yeah, I'm just like my main idea. Machine here is generally it will broadcast frequencies in a AM radio band that I just showed you.
Hmm.
So it's I hope it's it's a good solid it's a good solid replication. I think what I'm doing is a good solid replication of what Rife was doing, his
Yeah,
original machines. So that's my goal. And
very
so,
cool.
so far I've been doing very good.
Excellent. Well, I think I think we covered everything I can think of. I kind of feel like I failed a little bit because I didn't get. It seems like the conversation got more interesting as it got along. So I was like, well, I'll just have to write better questions next time, I guess. But
You think it went okay, or everything go okay?
oh, for sure,
Okay.
yeah. I think in fact, I'll cut right here.
We
That's
can
about the
keep going as long as you want, but it's up to you.
okay. I'm gonna stop recording. Thanks everyone for visiting. Links in the description below.
Yeah, I just want to
Okay.
say, if you visit my website, rifemachinebuilder.com, I got an ebook I could send you. You can, look at all the, what's involved in the machine, some of the parts and everything that's involved. I live actually about 10 miles east of Flint, Michigan. So I'm open, to anybody that wants to stop in and work on machines or build machines too.
Oh
Or try,
wow, very cool.
even try a machine. It'd be fine if they wanted to try a machine.
Oh yeah, I saw that. You were renting what was that? You were renting an office, I think, at one point. I
Yeah,
saw on
I
your website.
was renting an office a little while ago, but no, I just have people come to where I live if they want to use a machine.
Yeah, it seems like overkill to have an office,
Hmm. Hmm.
But all right, brother. Thanks for everything you do, and thanks for all the information and being so helpful and to
I
forwarding
got.
the community in your efforts.
I was gonna say I got. So I
What's
got
that?
about another 4 machines like this in the basement. So
Okay.
you can all all going at the same time. You can get a really good solid get 4 machines going at the same time if you want to surround yourself with machines.
Okay. Yeah.
Mhm.
So he's got a little bit of stock. His machines are priced much more reasonably
Mhm.
than the. I mean, it's basically you're paying for parts, and I think he's probably making minimum wage putting these together at the
Exactly.
prices
Mhm.
he's got. So,
Yeah, that's my objective. I'd like to do this like a full-time job where I could do this. That's I'd like to do it.
oh really? Well, you
Mhm.
have to raise your prices a little bit
Yeah, I
to
might
get
have
that
to do
going.
that. Yeah.
But yeah, I bet you could get it rolling. There are nice machines. A lot of people your machine or one's very,
Mhm.
you know, the other similar ones. So yeah, it'd be really cool.
Where do you live, actually? Do you?
Well, I'm I'm in Minnetonka, Minnesota. I'm gonna just say goodbye to the viewers. Now, I'm gonna stay on with you and we can talk for a few minutes.
Okay.
But I'm gonna cut the um, cut because we're like at 40 minutes. That's about the attention span of someone who's not feeling well.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
I'm gonna drop here and then we can continue. So